Good morning, everyone. So I am here to report about the Balintawak, the cry for a nationwide revolution. So now we're going to discuss about the introduction. So in 19th century, journalists used the phrase El Grito de Rebelión or the cry of rebellion to describe the momentous events sweeping the Spanish colonies in Mexico. So when you say the cry for rebellion, it is defined as a turning point when the Filipinos finally refused Spanish colonial dominion over the Philippine Islands. So, in this era or in this century, it is the freedom or the time when Spanish colonies has the has has the fight with the Filipinos. So it was the cry of Dolores. In September 16, 1810, Brazil, the city of Peraga in September 7, 1822, and in Cuba, the cry of Matanza on February 24, 1895. So, in August 1896, northeast of Manila, Filipinos similarly declared their rebellion against the Spanish colonial government. So this is a time when the Filipinos declared their rebellion. So it is a very intense moment for the Filipinos and for the Spanish. It was Manuel Sastron, the Spanish historian, who institutionalized the praise for the Philippines in his 1897 book, La Incursión in Filipinas. So the 1897 book that was praised for the Philippines is La Insurrección en Filipinas. All these cries were milestone in the several colonial to nationalist histories of the world. So this is the milestone of the several colonial. So when you see cries for the rebellion, it means that it is the cry for freedom, and it consists of realization that the Filipino people had finally realized the lasting value of freedom and independence and the need to fight in order to prove themselves worthy to be called a truly free people. So now we're going to discuss about the raging controversy. So we're going to move on to the raging controversy. So if the expression is taken literally, the cry as a shouting of nationalistic slogans in mass assemblies, then there were scores of such cries. Some writers refer to a cry of Montalban on April 1895. So, when you say cry, it is a shouting like what I said earlier, it is a cry for freedom to able to tell everyone that Filipinos is freely have the free to live. So, in the Pamitan Caves, where a group of Katipunan members wrote on the cave walls, Viva la Independencia Filipina, long before the Katipunan decided to launch a nationwide revolution. So, I think it is very obvious that Viva la Independencia Filipina means the independency of the Filipinos, or having the is a praise of being independent as a Filipino. So the historian Teodora Agoncillo chose to emphasize Bonifacio's tearing of the cedula or the tasks receipt before a crowd of Katipuneros who then broke out in cheers. However, Guardia Civil Manuel Sitjar never mentioned in his memoirs in 1896 to 1898 the tearing or inspection of the cedula, but did not note the Pacto de Sangre or the Blood Pact mark on every single Filipino he met in August 1896 on his reconnaissance missions around Balintawak. Next statement is, some writers consider the first military engagement with the enemy as the defining moment of the cry. To commemorate the martial event upon his return from exile in Hong Kong, Emilio Aguinaldo commissioned a Hymno de Balintawak to herald renewed fighting after the failed peace of the Pact of Biak na Bato. So, some writers consider the first military engagement with the enemy as a defining moment of the cry. So, the other moments of the military engagement with the enemy, they consider them as a cry. So, a cry of shouting of freedom. Okay, as it said, military engagement with the enemy. So, we know that is a war. To commemorate the martial event upon his return from exile in Hong Kong, Emilio Aguinaldo commissioned a Hymno de Balintawak. So, Emilio Aguinaldo instantly commissioned a Hymno de Balintawak. So, in September 3, 1911, a monument to the heroes of 1896 was erected in what is now the intersection of Epifanio de los Santos Avenue and Andres Bonifacio Drive, North Diversion Road. From that time on until 1962, the Cry of Balintawak was officially celebrated every 26 on August. So, after they were erected, from the time on until 1962, the Cry of Balintawak was officially celebrated every August 26. So, after everything that was done or that was experienced from the Filipinos, especially to our heroes, the Cry of Balintawak was officially celebrated on August 26. It is not clear why the 1911 monument was erected there. It could have not been to mark the site of Apolonio Samson's house in Barrio Kangkong. So, until now, according to the book, it is not clear why the 1911 monument was erected there. So, we don't have the final answer or the true answer of the statement or about that monument. Katipuneros marked that site on Caing Road between Balintawak and San Francisco del Monte Avenue. Neither could be 1911 monument that had been erected to mark the site of the first armed encounter, which incidentally the Katipuneros fought and won. So, the Katipuneros fought and won on this war or in this fight. A contemporary map of 1896 shows that the August battle between the Katipunan rebels and the Spanish forces led by Altiros of the Civil Guards took place at Sitio Banlat, north of Pasong Tamo Road from the Balintawak. The site has its own marker. So as the contemporary map shows, the contemporary map of 1896 shows the August battle between the Katipunan rebels and Spanish force. It was led by Altiros of the Civil Guards, took place at the Sitio Banlat. So it took place in Sitio Banlat. It is quite clear that the first eyewitnesses cited Balintawak as a better known reference point for a larger area. Second, while Katipunan may have been massing in Kangkong, the revolution was formally launched elsewhere. Moreover, eyewitnesses and therefore historians disagreed on the site and date of the cry. So after a long time of the battle, they already had a witness and disagreed on the site and the date of the cry. So it was a problem. So next is the controversy among historians continued the present day the cry of Pugaflawin on August 23, 1896. So the historians and their living participants, not politicians and their psychopaths, should settle this controversy. So after a long time of war, or after deciding on what really the Balintawak of the cry is, they should have settled this controversy. So I hope you understand and appreciate my report for today, and the letter B, or the part 2 of the report, will be reported by or presented by Jade Camigin. She will present the part B of the report. So it called Conflicting Accounts. Thank you and goodbye. That's all.